was talking to another DJ the other day that I was coaching, and he had gotten really frustrated that day and told me that it's just not happening. Okay, he needs to see change. He wants to see change. Why isn't he seeing any change? Hi, this is Bill. This is Creative License, and thanks again for being a part of the Dog and Pony Show. Thanks to my sponsors, Electro Voice and DJ Event Planner and Disc Jockey News and Perfect Portals and the Promo Only. And of course, my workshop, the Entertainment Experience. If you want to know more about it, I've got one coming up in November. So I don't see any change. Why am I not seeing any change? Well, we talked about it, and we talked about the things that he'd come to work on, and the things we had talked about over the last few months. And I asked him, so we came up with a few ideas. Did you start implementing that? He said, well, I haven't implemented that yet. Oh, okay. That's cool. Well, what about your skills? You wanted to work on your spinning skills. What have you been practicing every day? No, I don't really have time. And everything that I brought up was I didn't have time, or I wasn't able to get to it. And the contract he wanted to work on, he didn't make any changes. What it came down to was he expected change, but he wasn't creating any change. Here's the thing. You can't expect change if you're not willing to change. That's just the way it is. Yeah. I don't have a magic wand. If I did, I'd have more DJs lined up at my house waiting for me to touch them on the head with the wand and say, you're different now. You're better now. You're richer now. You're more talented. You're thinner now. I'd be hitting myself with that wand. But that's not how things work. Okay? I don't remember who said it. I might have heard it the last time from, what was his name? Adam Duritz from the Counting Crows. And it might have been him that popped, he said something that popped that back into my head. Don't expect change if you're not willing to change. So, here's my challenge. Have you sat down and written out all the things that you want to have happen in your business? All the things that you'd like to see a forward motion on? All the things that you'd like to see a change in? If you haven't, I would do that. I would do that today. Write down all those things you'd like to see change in your life, in your business, in whatever it is that's going on with you. And then next to those things, I'd like you to write down one or two things that if you changed in who you are, or if you changed in like your habits or something you do every day, just one thing you could change to get that change. The thing that you know that if you made that big change, you get that big change. Write it down next to the thing. More than likely, in those things you want to change, and here are the things that you need to change to get the change. I'll mess you up here. I say the word change enough. You probably aren't doing those things. And you were smart enough to write those things down. You didn't need me to say, oh, well, these are the things you need to change to be able to have the change you want. You knew already. You wrote them down. Why haven't you done them? I mean, really, why haven't you done them? Normally, the reason you haven't done them is because there's not a strong enough motivation to have the thing that you want, to change the thing you have to change to have the change that you want. Did I confuse you yet? It really has to do with motivation. You know, if you want a thing in your life, you got to find the motivation that will get you up every day to change that thing, to do something new, to continue moving forward, because today I'm not going to do that, and it's going to keep me away from this. Today I'm going to make my entire day is going to be on a schedule in my calendar. I never do that, but I'm going to do that now. And then you do that now, and you do that for a couple of days, and guess what? Your life, your business, your routine will begin to change. Now, but what if it changes the wrong way? Well, then you stop. Okay? It's usually people are afraid of the change that they want, or they're not willing to do what it takes. So, what change haven't you done? What have you not changed? And what do you want to see change in? If you need a coach, if you want someone who can help you through this kind of thing, I do that. You can call me. It's not that tough to find me. But at least do the exercise and see how that works for you. Tell me how it works out. Write down your comments below. Tell me how it works out there. And until I see you next time, I'm Bill. This